Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a 2 looks, 1 palette using, you'll probably guessed it, the Nomad Cosmetics Fairy Tale Europe palette. And because I want to keep playing with it and I like to do a first impressions and 2 looks and palette with every palette, and eventually have a palette bingo for every palette in my collection that I've done videos on. So this is what she looks like here. If you want to see my first impressions, it's down below. This palette has now launched. It's out there. Go get it. It's beautiful. It'll be listed down below, my first impressions with all the swatches and everything like that. Go check out my Instagram below as well, because I've got some up close swatches and in different lighting, so you can see how sparkly all these shadows are, because they're beautiful. And since it has launched, if you want 10% off, you can use my code CarlaM, which will be down below and also somewhere on the screen, for 10% off, non-affiliated. Just go use my code because it's 10% off. Why wouldn't you? And yeah, I'm so excited to play with this a little bit more. We are going to be going grungy, obviously, because of course I can go grungy with every single palette, obviously. And then we'll do something a little bit fun and super sparkly in the second look. So a little bit of variety with this one. So as I said, my Instagram is linked down below, so you can see all the up close content and pictures and everything like that of this palette, and all of the looks that I do in this video as well. And my TikTok is down there for a little bit of extra content if you want to go give both those a follow. So that is it. I don't want to go into too much detail with my intro because it's 2 looks. It can get very long if I keep rambling. So let us see what we do for look number 1. Okay, so on to look number 1 with the Fairy Tale Europe palette. She is gorgeous. And today, because the first look we done in my first impressions, we done quite pretty, princessy kind of vibes. I want grunge. I have to. So I'm going to have to use the shade Magic Spell. This gorgeous kind of gunmetal, but it kind of has a bit of like a pewter, goldy, silvery sort of effect to it. And I'm thinking like a giant wing with that on either side and kind of halo the giant wing. And in the center, I'm going to use Prince Charming, which is gorgeous, like multi-chrome sort of shade. It has like a kind of gold, green, almost like a teal as well in it. It's beautiful. So we're going to do that. Grungy, smoky. I don't know what kind of lip I'll do, but we'll figure it out as I go. My skin is on my brows, on my eyeshadow primer is on, which will all be listed down below, so you can go check that out. And my cheeks are done, which I'll go through towards the end of the look. Okay, so firstly, just to kind of give me a bit of coverage up here, because I'm not really going to do anything in the crease. I'm just going to do the giant liner. I'm going to do Alcazar the Segovia, this shade down here, which is the castle in that Snow White is inspired by, like her castle is inspired by this castle. And we're going to take that on a Beauty Bay BB203 brush, just a giant fluffy brush. And this is just slightly more beige than my skin, so it will show, but I'm just going to run that kind of through the crease very liberally and up under the brow. Just, I'm almost like setting that area, even though I never really do that, but I'm not actually applying any product up there, so I just want a nice texture almost under there. And if you can see still a little bit of like mascara or liner on my eyes, it's because I got in from work and took my makeup off and I'm filming again. So I didn't take everything off as thoroughly as I normally do, because I knew I was going to be putting dark shadows back on my eyes, so what's the point? Okay, so now we're going to take the PLouise cosmetic base in Badda Black, which is an eye base. It's black, and I want this as a base shade to really make those shimmers stand out, the colors, the undertones, everything stand out on them. So I'm popping that on the back of my hands, and I'm going to use 2 brushes for it. I'm going to use a little angle brush, this bad boy here, and I'm going to use just like a small little flat brush. So I'm going to start with the flat brush. The angle brush is going to be for the wing shape when I get to that part. This I'm going to do obviously a little bit higher than my natural crease, as I normally do when I'm doing like a cut crease or anything like that, but I'm not starting too high, probably not as high as I'm going to end up, because I want to be able to kind of move up that way. If I start too high, it'll just get out of control. So start low and start filling in the lid as you go, because you'll get a better idea of the shape when the eye is actually filled in. When you just do the outline, it can be a little hard to see how high up and how far it is. And then once I've got that on, I'm going to take my little angle brush. I've kind of stopped just short of my outer corner there, and I'm going to pick up some of that black on the angle brush and create as if I'm doing a normal wing. So start off with my little tail part, and again start a little bit shorter than you think you're going to go, because you can always elongate it. And then just from that line start bringing it back in to connect to this curve shape. And then any extra little gap, just go back in with the flat brush and fill that in. And if you need to like any edges around here, you could take a little bit on the angle brush and just draw a sharper line just to kind of smooth that over. But that's the general shape we're working with here. And now the scary part is to match the other eye. Okay, so once I've got that general shape, I like to kind of just pat over it, just kind of smooth it down so there's no kind of bumpy bits, no lumpy bits, just that it's a little bit more kind of even, so when my shadows go on they stick a bit more even. Okay, so now we're going to take this flat brush, any kind of flat brush will do. This one's from eBay, and I'm going to take Magic Spell, this gorgeous gunmetal here, and we're going to halo it. So basically the width of my iris is the width of a gap that I'm going to leave. So when you're looking straight into the mirror, the width of your iris, that's what we're going for. So we're going to start pressing this shade all over the parts that aren't that center part. So the inner part of the eye. Look at that shimmer. Oh my god. With the black underneath, you can really see all the different kind of coloured sparkles that are in it. It's beautiful. And then just out here, start on the main part of the lid so you have a good basis to work on. Then I'm just taking another teeny weeny little brush. This one's also from eBay. And I'm just going in to define that wing shape and right up against the edges as well. And then I've just decided I want to kind of encapsulate the eye, so right along the edge of that shape that we have going on there in the center where I'm going to leave that gap. I'm actually going to fill in that edge but leave the center part, just kind of give it a little bit of like a frame around the edges. And like that color like shifts, so when I'm like up close like this it kind of has green, when I'm out like this it's more like that gunmetal, almost like a taupe shimmer. It's beautiful. So now I have another flat brush, just again from eBay. These are just all my old eBay brushes, and because all my other brushes are dirty, so work on what I have here. I'm going to take the shade Prince Charming, this gorgeous multi-chrome, and that is going to go down the middle, and I'm so excited about this. I was really tempted to use this in my first impressions, but I knew I had to use the Bell shade because my mother would have killed me if I didn't. This is going to go on this center portion. Oh, look at that. Okay, so now I have my gorgeous shimmers on. That center shade is so stunning, so shiny, like it's beautiful. I love it. So what I'm going to do now is my lower lash line. So I want smoky, I want a pencil, and I think I'm actually just going to use that darker shimmer that I used for like the halo effect. I'm going to use that to blend out a liner on the lower lash. Okay, so I'm going to take the NYX Epic Wear liner stick in the shade Gunmetal Gaze, which is like that nice gunmetal shade obviously, and we're going to walk that, or not walk it, apply that in my waterline. God, I love these pencils. Oh my god, they're so creamy. They go on so easy. And I'm just going to take a tiny bit. Well, not a tiny bit. I'm just going to take a small bit. Not the exact thickness that I want the pencil to be, because I'm going to be blending with the shadow. But just apply that along the waterline and smudge it down a little bit. And then I'm just going to take this e.l.f. eyeshadow C brush, which is just like a flattened fluffy stubby brush, and we're going to take Magic Spell again, our beautiful gunmetal. And I don't normally do this where I've got like a shimmery full lower lash line. I usually have some sort of matte on my lower lash line, but for this look I just want this shade everywhere. I would apply it all over everywhere if I felt like it would make the look work. Just using that to smudge that lower lash line all the way across the whole eye. Make it as thick as you want to, just like that. It really gives that smoky effect. But you can still see all like the colours of shimmer in the eye, especially where it sticks to that liner. I love how this is looking. So, eyes are done, apart from like inner corner. But inner corner I think I'm just going to use my face highlight, because I feel like the Snow White shade, it's too pink red for this look. This is just, it won't match. It just won't match. So my face highlight is the one we're going to go for. I may add a gem, possibly. I don't know. I'll see. I'm thinking just like a gem underneath maybe might be quite cool. And then some sort of lip, maybe dark, maybe not, maybe just a grungy lip. I don't really know. I will decide as I go. I haven't really thought this far ahead. So I'm going to jump off. I'm going to finish off my face, and I will let you know what I use when I come back. Alrighty guys, so this is how I finish off the look. I love how this turned out. I feel like it's a fairy tale palette and I'm the villain. That's kind of how I feel right now. So let me go through everything that I used on my face. So to finish off the eyes, kept it kind of simple. Obviously I used my, what is it called? Gunmetal Gaze liner from NYX. On my waterline, you see me do that, and I also tightlined a little bit with that to blend my lashes in. My mascara then is my KVD Beauty Go Big or Go Home mascara, and then my lashes, I want something wingy, choppy, kind of spiky, so I went with the House of Lashes Midnight Luxe lashes for this look. For cheeks and my bronzer is my Juvia's Place Cream Bronzer in Buttercream, the lightest shade, just there to bronze up my face. It's been a little while since I've actually used this. And then for blush, I want something kind of pinky, but like not too overbearing. So I went in with my Oden's Eye Solmane Sunlight Love Blusher in Pink Bloom. This one here, like a soft pink. It looks really strong pink on camera, but it's actually a little bit more like mauvey pink in real life, so I use that on my cheeks. And then for my face highlight and my inner corner highlight on my eyes, it's quite soft. This is the Silver Dusk loose powder from, or iridescent powder from MAC. Just a highlighter on my cheeks like that, nice and shiny. And then for lips, I decided to go dark, and I decided to go green because I couldn't help it. I had to. So I went in with the MAC lip pencil in Greige, a newer one to my collection. Nice. Not quite as dark as Stone, it's a little bit lighter than Stone. I do still prefer Stone, but I was like, this won't change the colour of the lipstick too much, and it'll just define my lips and give me a nice base to work on. And then for my lip, this is the Essence Metal Shock Lip Paint in the shade Poison Ivy, just like a really deep olive green, khaki green, and it'll stay like it's not super glossy like an actual gloss, it's more like a lip lacquer kind of vibe. But it's metallic and I love it, and I think it goes really well with the eyes. So that is it. That is look number 1 with the Fairy Tale Euro palette from Nomad Cosmetics. I'm having lots of fun, in case you can't tell. Obviously I've done my kind of pretty princess sort of vibe in my first impressions. This is my deeper sort of vibe, and I want to play with definitely Love Story, this gorgeous kind of icy teal, and the shade Sleeping Beauty. I don't know what way I'm going to do it yet, but they're the colours I want to use, so I have to decide which way I want to do it. I don't even know if I'm going to use both. I definitely want to use Sleeping Beauty because that's a kind of holographic one, so I'm very excited about that one. So let's see what we do with look number 2. Okay, look number 2 with the Fairy Tale Euro palette. We are going to do, I did say in my first impression I was going to use Love Story, this gorgeous kind of icy teal shade here, but I'm actually not going to use that. I'm going to just use Sleeping Beauty because I just want this to be like the star of the show for my look. I'm also going to use the shade First Kiss up here as my inner corner highlight, and I'm going to use the grey and black down here to create my look. Kind of a bit more of a classic smoky eye with like a holographic shimmer on top. That's the vibe. It's going to be kind of a simple look, but I may add some gems again. And yeah, that's it. So my skin is on, my brows are on, my eyeshadow primer is on, which will all be listed down below, so you can go check that out. My cheeks are done, which I'll go through towards the end of the look. And let's kick it off. So I'm going to start with the black. I'm going to start with Chillin' Castle, this one here, which is the castle that inspired the castle in The Little Mermaid, that kind of thing. And Little Mermaid has always been one of my favourite like fairy tales, but particularly the Disney movie. Obviously this is not necessarily inspired by Disney, it's inspired by fairy tales, but the fairy tales are have inspired the Disney movies. But The Little Mermaid is my one of my absolute favourites. And I'm taking that black shade on a defined crease brush from Makeup Geek. I have cleaned my brushes, by the way. So I cleaned half of them last night, and the other half are drying on my bed right here. But so I have a bit more brushes to play with compared to my first look. This shade is just going to go on the outer corner, just stamping it slowly, a little bit at a time, because it is black. You want to be careful. And then I'm going to bring that into the crease. About, do I want to go all the way? Do I want to wing it? Will I wing it out? Maybe. I don't know. As I'm blending, I'll see what shape it ends up. We might wing it out. Yeah, I am kind of pulling it a little bit into a wing shape. Then I'm taking that same Chillin' Castle shade on a BH Cosmetics Lavender Luxe number 10 brush, a small little pencil brush, and I just want to run that along my lower lash line. Again, just a small bit because I don't want any fall down, even though I always usually get a little bit of fall down from most shadows that I use because I do pack them on a good bit. I like intensity with my colours, but I don't want excessive fall down that I don't necessarily, if I can avoid as much as I can, I will. So I like to just, especially with dark shades like this, just a little bit at a time, and I'm going to bring that the whole way across. Okay, I have a little bit of fallout here, tiny bit out here, but it's fine. I will fix that towards the end. Now what I'm going to do is take a big fluffy brush. This one is from Glamlight. It's from the Nightmare on Elm Street collection. Just a big fluffy brush like this. And we are going to take, what are you called? Akershus Fortress. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, but this grey here, this one is what inspired the castle in Frozen, Elsa's castle, that then becomes Anna's castle, spoiler. But I'm just picking that up and we're going to use that shade to blend out the black. Do it gradually, you know, build up your colour, get your blend going. You can always re-intensify the black if you need to, but just the whole way around. Get a nice blend going. We're keeping that wingy. When I say wingy, it's only slightly wingy sort of shape. I want to know as well if any of you guys have actually ordered the palette yet, because obviously it is live now, because it's beautiful. Let me know in the comments if you have ordered it, you're excited about it. It's a very fun palette. Lots of beautiful shimmers. I think it's going to go well with the other Nomad palettes that I have. I may do in the future like a multi-palette bingo with the, what was it, 4 I have now including this one. 4 palettes, which is kind of the perfect amount for a multi-palette bingo, and see what we can come up with. I'm definitely going to do a just singular palette bingo with this and see what we can get. I imagine I'm probably going to get a lot of shimmers. Then I'm just picking up that same shade on a Luxie 207 medium angled shading brush, which is like a angled fluffy brush, flat fluffy, I don't know how to describe these brushes, but that shape, just to blend out the lower lash, just get a similar blend as to what we have on top. And as I said before, I've said it a couple of times, if you ever recreate any of my looks on Instagram or anything like that, please tag me, or in like YouTube, please tag me. I love seeing recreations of what I've done. If I was your inspiration, I love that. So yeah, let me know. Okay, now onto shimmers. I'm taking my Glitter Insurance from Too Faced, and we are gonna pop that on the lid. Where's my flat brush? Just taking a 239S from MAC. It's a brand new one. Well, I've used it a few times, but it still looks brand new. And we're gonna just take a little bit of that and pop that on the lid just to help that holographic shimmer really stick. Now I keep calling it holographic because it's holographic to me. I can see like multi kind of rainbow spectrums in the shimmers. I don't know if they're actually advertising it as holographic, but I can see holographic, so I'm going to keep calling holographic. Okay, so I've just wiped off my brush. Still a tiny bit tacky. And we're going to take Sleeping Beauty, this gorgeous, can you see that? No. This gorgeous shimmer here with that gorgeous multicolored sparkle. There it is on the brush. It's so shiny, and that is going to go on the lid. All over. And the reason for that is so that way when it's on a larger surface like that, when you move in the light, you'll see all those different sparkles. If I put the other shade, the Love Story shade on, it would have been fighting against them. I like with shades like this that are so special and multi-dimensional to put them on their own as much as I can, because you just get more of that shift. Can you see those sparkles? So beautiful. Oh yeah. I'm very happy I made that decision, and I've been like telling the guys at Nomad as well that this is the shade I've been excited for to use. I cannot wait to use it, and I'm very happy I'm using it right now. So I'm going to take the black again, and we are going to pop that on the same brush we used for it, but also just around the outer corner, just to blend between the two shades, get a nice soft gradient. Okay, with that on, our last shade I'm going to use is First Kiss, because I haven't used this one yet, and this is kind of too warm again because it has that kind of pinky red sort of shift to it. This has more of an icy pinky blue, and I think it'll go better with the multi-chrome on the eyes. And this is just on a little Kryolan brush that I got. I think I got it in a lip palette, but I like to use it on my eyes. So this is just going to go on the inner corner for an extra bit of shine, sparkle, and highlight. Really soft shift, but it's beautiful. Okay. That is the eyes done. Nice kind of smoky, shimmery sort of eye. I really like it. I don't really know what lip I want to do, but I'll figure it out as I go along. I'm going to finish off the eyes, maybe pop a couple of little gems on that have a kind of reflective sort of shape to them, or colour to them. I don't know, is that how you say that? Pop on some lashes, and I will come back and let you know what I used on the rest of the face. Alrighty guys, so this is the finished look. I love this. It's still kind of grungy. It's still, I mean, I can't help it. I love a grungy look, and I will always try to pull a grungy look out of every palette. But it's still sparkly and pretty. So I'm going to show you everything that I used on my face. So to finish off the eyes, I went in with my NYX Epic Wear Liner Stick in the shade Graphic Purple on my waterline to tie in with a little bit of that purple tone that's on the lid. I didn't want to go like black or grey because I, one, done a grey in the first look, and two, I wanted a little extra pop of something. My mascara is my KVD Beauty Go Big or Go Home on my top and my bottom lashes, but also on my bottom lashes. I hadn't used this yet and I recently bought it because it had gone viral and I was like, it's cheap, I'll buy it. I don't usually buy the viral thing unless it's a palette and I really want it. But I got the Maybelline Sky High mascara in Space Diamond, the glitter mascara, and I done the black on my bottom lashes and then I put this on top for a little bit of extra sparkle. I don't know if you can see, you'll be able to see it in the pictures I post on my Instagram, but I actually really love it. It's actually really sparkly. Sometimes these glitter mascaras don't show. This is so sparkly. It's actually beautiful. It really works. The viral hype is real. And then for lashes, I went in with my House of Lashes Smoky Muse. I don't even know if they still do these anymore. These are really old, but they're really dense in the root and then they kind of wisp out at the end, which I wanted so you could still, it still gives a smoky effect, but you can still see all the gorgeous shimmer behind it. And then I did add a few rhinestones, some sparkly iridescent ones. These are just from Shein. Just a collection of rhinestones. So I used the size 10 and 8. So these two here, just the regular kind of shape, and I just dotted them around where I felt like I wanted them to be. For cheeks, I went in with my She Glam. I always get the, can't remember the name of this. This is the Sun Sculpt Liquid Contour in Golden Sun to bronze up my face. My blush is the e.l.f. Luminous Putty blush in the shade Maui. This shade here, just something soft, kind of neutral. Just give a little bit of colour, but nothing to take over from the colours on the eyes. And then my highlight, I want something soft, but nice and pretty. I went in something I haven't used in a little while. This is the Wet n Wild Mega Glow highlighter in the shade Blossom Glow, isn't it? Yes, Blossom Glow. This bad boy here. Just a very soft pink shimmer. And then for lips, I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I wanted to do something that would show the colours, tie in with the colours, but not take over. I didn't want to go too dark. This is dark, but like not as dark as I sometimes go. So I went in with my Give Me Glow lip liner in Wicked. It goes with the liquid lipstick that I have, but I use that because it's that kind of mauvey sort of shade. And then this is an Essence lipstick in the shade So Ungrateful. It's just like a mauvey sort of colour, and I just popped that on top. That is my lip and I actually really like it. Okay, that is our second look, well, third look technically with this palette, but second look of the video, using the Fairy Tale Euro palette from Nomad. I'm having so much fun. I'm really excited about a palette pink, but I'm also a little bit apprehensive because I feel like I'm going to get a mostly shimmer look. I just really hope I get one of these new like neutral mattes down here, like even just that one. If I got just that one or just the grey, I'd even be happy. But I'm a little bit apprehensive about it because it's going to be all shimmer. But I have workarounds for that if it does happen. But yeah, I'm excited to play with this a little bit more. I'm so happy that I have it. I'm so happy and thankful that Nomad have sent it to me. I hope you guys are picking it up, and I hope you guys are getting your 10% off using my code CarlaM. So I want to know down in the comments below which look of this video was your favourite. Was it the first super grungy cat eye kind of green multi-chrome shimmer, or this kind of also grungy smoky eye with the more holographic shimmer? And also let me know if you did pick up this palette using my code. Just want to know. If you did like this video, give me a big thumbs up down below. It's the quickest, simplest and easiest way to give me a little bit of support. Get me around for people, and also let me know that you liked the video, and I will continue to do many more. And as I said in the beginning, my Instagram is linked down below, where I post all the up close eye pictures and full face pictures of all of my looks. And you'll also see that gorgeous glitter mascara in my Instagram post, and my TikTok is down there for a little bit of extra content if you want to go give both of those a follow. And don't forget to subscribe down below to see many more videos coming up. We have obviously a palette bingo coming with this. I'll probably do a multi-palette bingo with my Nomad just in general over the next few weeks. And also my Zodiac series is still going. I actually just made today my Aries palette, and I think it's my favorite one so far. I think Aries is my favorite out of the 3 that I've made so far. So hit subscribe down below to see that coming soon. So that is it. That is our 2 looks using the Nomad palette. So I will see you in the next video, guys. Bye.